I got no idea.
I need to talk to someone that can actually defend this. I want to hear their arguments for defending this.
Yeah,
and I don't want it to be like, oh, I verbally fillet Nintendo all the time. That's why I'm defending it. No. Like, legit defend it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fresh Takes Gaming Podcast, episode 45. We are the podcast, talk show, whatever, bringing you game industry news, leaks, kerfuffles, debacles, etc. If you like what we're doing, give us a follow. Give us a subscription if you're watching this on YouTube. We're on podcast platforms the following Monday after streaming and recording live on all podcast platforms around the world. So, how this works, if you're first time joining us, I kind of do three sections. We have our patch notes. We talk about what we've been playing, what's going on behind the scenes of the podcast, things we're working on, things we may not be working on, aspirations, failures, etc. So I am your host, Evan. I am joined by my co-host, Nick. But again, that's the first segment. Second segment, we go over gaming news. Third segment, we wrap up with our overall topic and then go into our unpopular opinion segment, which is our fan favorite, if you will, for our podcast listeners. So again, I'm your host, Evan, joined by my co-host, Nick. What is good, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening today?
It's been a while, man. It's been like 4 weeks since we've done a show, so I feel like out of my element, man. I'm like in the Big Lebowski. We're running like 20 minutes late. You know, I'm all sorts of stuff. But we'll get through it.
Good damn show.
Yeah. I'm out of my element, Donnie. So I have my good friend Corona with me tonight, with some lime, of course, because I can't drink it without it. It tastes like piss without it. But that's how we do. Again, we're the Fresh Takes Gaming Podcast. If you like what we're doing, join our Discord. Links will be in the description. Or you can follow us on Twitter. We have a link in our Twitter profile. You can click on that and join us. We'd love to see you in the community. Love to have your support, have you in there. We chat about a lot of stuff, a lot of video game stuff, a lot of music, movies, TV, all that stuff. So get involved in the community. If you're listening to this audio podcast platforms, give us a review on iTunes. That really helps us a lot. More than you guys can know. It really, really does mean a lot to us. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button. Helps the algorithm. Hit the dislike button too. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down, because that still helps the algorithm. Let us know you hate us. So
why? Detailed message.
Yeah, we need detailed messages. That's why you hate us.
Yeah.
So autofocus again on my camera is complete garbage tonight. So that's fun. We're going to get into the patch notes. Here's what's going on. No real news to report. I know we talked about the Brawlhalla tournament with the community. I have yet to actually get that organized because life has been busy. In real life work job stuff and new roles, responsibilities, things like that, just keeping me busy. Family vacations, family responsibilities, all that stuff. So I'll get there eventually. I promise. It will happen someday.
Someday.
But other than that, that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes. We have our buymeacoffee.com page. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/supportftg. You can support at any dollar amount, or you can become a member and get the membership perks. You can check it all out there. Or if you want some swag, you can actually order it there as well. We have beanies and t-shirts right now. We will expand in the future with some other offerings. Let us know what you're interested in. If that's not what you're into, let us know what you're into. If you like bags, if you like hats, whatever, let us know. But we're going to roll right into it with the What Are You Playing segment. This is a segment of our show where we talk about what we've been playing, what we've been listening to, what we have been watching even. So, because sometimes it's not all video games. Sometimes it's all TV. Sometimes it's all movies. Sometimes it's all music. So we get into that. So Nick, what are you playing?
Well, as far as what I've been playing a mobile game called Lost Crusade. It's a Warhammer 40K game. And I've been digging that a lot. I've been really obsessed with the 40K kind of universe for the past little bit. And been really digging that. As far as like stuff that I've been watching, Resident Evil came out with a new animated series on Netflix. I think it's like 6 or 7 long so far.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to go any longer, but I just got done binging that, and that was actually pretty good too.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about the animation, but they have a female character on there, and anytime she walked, because it's all computer generated CGI,
Right.
every time she walks, it just bugs me. There's something about the movement that just isn't fluid or it just isn't right, and it was irking me. But
Okay.
been watching that. I've been watching Loki. Loki's pretty cool. Been digging that. That's a fun character. And just kind of hustling, man.
How's the coffee
Kind of
biz?
hustling. It's going. I've been slacking like a mother right now. I've been, as we were talking about last time, I ended up having all this stuff come up with my lungs. So my right lung's down. And I got all these inhalers and shit that I'm on. And I don't sleep well anyways, but now I really don't sleep. So it kind of makes things a little bit hard because I end up not being able to focus very well.
Sure. Yeah. Sleep plays a big role in that, man.
Yeah. Concentration. Who knew? But something that's on my radar as far as game and not coffee oriented, it just popped up in my feed not so long ago. It's called The Day Before. They're marketing as a cross between The Last of Us
Okay.
and Left 4 Dead, if I remember right. And it really does look cool, man.
I'll have to go look up a trailer on that.
Yeah, it's almost like PUBG meets, because it's that third person kind of camera, and then you're also collecting different stuff in the environment. And it looks like you can do it co-op. But things in the environment kind of trigger events. So they end up setting off a house alarm in the trailer.
Okay.
Trying to bust into a house, and it calls like all the horde out of the surrounding fields. But then it also calls in, I don't know if they're NPCs or if it's other players, but there's other people that come to the house also.
Okay.
And they end up having to kind of beat feet. But it looks pretty dope.
Okay.
And I'm definitely going to be watching that.
That's awesome, dude. I have played a lot of the D&D Dark Alliance game.
What do you think?
And we'll talk about it on Popular Opinion. It'll kind of tie back into this, so that's how that works. But so what we have going on here with Dark Alliance is a game that I am enjoying. A game that was not well reviewed, but still a game I am enjoying. And that's kind of to the motto we have here. Does it have bugs? Does it have bugs? Yes, it's buggy. It is buggy, but and not to beat a dead horse, but Cyberpunk has set the gold standard now for buggy games. So if I play a game that is buggy, but it's not as buggy as that, I'm okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you've seen the peak of a buggy game that I've ever played, and now it's not as buggy as that, so I'm good. I'm enjoying it. Like nothing game breaking, nothing, over the edge. Just some weird like T-posing, kind of getting stuck in the air from a combo, because it's a third person perspective action RPG, whereas like Diablo action RPGs are kind of like top down. Mm-hmm. This is more of like a Dynasty Warriors style camera viewpoint, Destiny style, third person. I know depending on the camera, third person or first person, but it is a third person, like pretty much like back over the shoulder,
over the shoulders. Yep.
But you see the full character, and you have four classes to choose from that are also race specific. So I chose the Drow, which is like the dark elf, and he is more like a melee rogue, kind of fast, quick attack kind of character.
Let's give it the respect it's due. Drit Stewarden.
Okay, there we go. All right. But I'm enjoying it, and I've gone through the first act and the second. Sorry, because you have like these areas on the map that you go to, and there's like 3 acts per area. So I've completed 2 of the areas.
Okay.
Gotten some gear, fought a bunch of bosses, and you can choose your difficulty for the act of that area before each one you go to. So I'm just choosing on I'm playing easy mode, not even gonna lie. Adventurer is what it's called. So loot's not as good, difficulty's not as hard. That's fine. I'm here to just kind of play through it, see what it is, enjoy it. The main thing I don't like, I don't know if it's not really a bug, it's just I think a flaw in the design, is the camera and the targeting system. So when you're trying to get swarmed by enemies and fight them, you can press a button or a key and lock onto a target, and then use a thumbstick or another key to go through the different targets that you're facing. That doesn't work the best, because if you enable a targeting mode and one's behind you, and you try to turn around, it doesn't and you've killed everything but the one behind you, it doesn't know to target the one behind you. So it takes you out of that mode and you have to retarget onto them. And even then, you'll go through them, you'll pass by them. If you're doing a dodge roll or something, you won't actually stop, you'll go through them, then you have to turn around and you actually stab them in the back instead of the front. The camera's just weird. So that's my biggest gripe, is the camera's just kind of weird. Does it make it less enjoyable? Slightly. It doesn't kill the game for me, but it's just one of those little things, you just got to get used to it. It's not a well flushed out camera system. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. Been putting a lot of time into that. Been streaming a little bit. And I also watched Cruella, the movie Cruella.
Oh, was it?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Interesting.
It was it was kind of dark for a Disney flick.
They're putting out a little bit darker stuff because they realized that some of their people actually, I don't know, grew up, been around forever and a day.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just it was good. It was a good flick. I don't want to do any spoilers with it, but I was the main actress, what's her name? Emma Stone.
Yep.
Emma Stone. I've never been a huge fan of hers. I haven't been a non-fan either, if that's the thing. I don't know. She's good. Okay, whatever. There was a kind of a monologue section in this movie that I was like, dang, she's got some chops. All right, I see. Yeah, she nailed it. I was like, okay, good on you, Emma Stone. You did all right. So that was good. And that's kind of what I've been doing, man. I've been doing a lot of work, been doing a lot of just research kind of behind the scenes on stuff. That's based, work related. So that's it. Kind of boring. Yeah, I know. That's what happens.
You get older.
You get older.
Shit gets weird.
I need to go through and start looking at some of the new indie titles that are coming out, because I want to kind of do maybe some sort of indie showcase. Steam has a lot of demos, over 700 demos or something for indie games.
Good God.
And I want to start going through some of those, showcase some of the indies. We love indie developers. We love indie teams, indie studios. So I want to try to go through. Maybe we can compile a list together of maybe 10 each. There's 700 demos, whatever. We're not going to go through all of them. That's just crazy. But look at a couple of trailers, okay, this what interests me, this interests me, this interests me, and then we kind of divide and conquer, and we come back and talk about them for an episode. Also upcoming, the next episode this month, we will have a guest on. Yes, news to you, sir. Brant Vladichuk, one of our Canadian brethren.
Canadian slum.
Yes, he's a musician, developer, not a game developer, but a software developer, gamer, streamer, musician. I think I said that. So he's kind of a Renaissance man, and he has put out an album of DMCA free, copyright free metal music, off of his gaming channel, Rage Barrel Gaming. So go check them out on YouTube. Join his Discord. You can get the tracks for free. Use them on all your streams if you want, on your YouTube videos, Awesome stuff. And he plays a lot of Halo. He likes Halo. So he streams some of that, does some Apex.
Okay. I like him better.
But yeah, he also does Rage Barrel Gaming is also a part of his channel. So he does like him and his buddy Jeremy, they do some video reviews of games that they've played. And it's a very humorous editing style they have, and I dig it. So check them out. Brant from them will be on, from Rage Barrel will be on in another 2 weeks. So look forward to that. So that's what's going on with the show. That's what's going on with us. That's what we've been playing. That's what's going on. So let's get to the news. News. Big news. All right, guys, this is a good one. And, you know, sometimes I have some fun with the titles of this stuff in the notes. So, hackers hack to plea for less hacks. True story. This is basically what the gist of it.
This is real deal. Real deal.
The hackers hack to plea for less hacks. You tell me if that's not the right title. I'll just let you know. Listen to this story.
Yeah.
So this comes to us from Esports. Hackers take down Apex servers as a plea to save Titanfall from hackers. Hackers hack to plea for less hacks.
No. Yeah.
So, yeah. This is what happened. Hackers took down some Apex Legends servers past Sunday as part of a plea to save Titanfall. Whoop whoop, Titanfall, my favorite shooter ever. Titanfall 2, basically. To save Titanfall from relentless hacking and distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks that plague the game. The attacks appear to spread over multiple regions and platforms. Numerous players reported that the usual game modes, from the firing range to arenas, were unavailable in Apex. The only exception was another banner under the guise of a limited time mode, which directed players to a website called SaveTitanfall.com. That is amazing, though. I can't even be like, I want to be upset.
That's pretty orchestrated.
That's pretty well done. I'm not saying I advocate hacking. However, if you're gonna do it,
go balls in.
that's the way to go. SaveTitanfall.com. The page carries a message from a disgruntled community who has been begging Respawn to fix the issue for over 3 years unsuccessfully. And this is true. When I hopped back into Titanfall 2 a month or so ago, the hacking is so bad in that game, dude. It's crazy. And they haven't done crap about it because it's an older game. It's not generating them probably any revenue. So they're not going to put people on it to fix it. But maybe they'll hear their pleas and cries for help now because people still love the game. It's a beloved franchise. I'm one of the people that love the game. I'm one of the people that love that franchise. So fix it. Please fix it. The intent is to create a central hub of information regarding the issues with Titanfall. But the website, the hackers, however, pointed out that they're not affiliated with each other. Okay. So you have people that run the website, SaveTitanfall.com. Then you have the hackers who just basically redirected to that website that they're aware of. Both trying to accomplish the same thing, so I get it. Respawn has long struggled with hackers and distributed denial of service attacks on the first Titanfall. This year alone, the company has acknowledged ongoing attacks to the game in April, with a new wave in May, which makes sense. When I last played, it was terrible.
Yep.
The situation, however, has gone on for years, according to SaveTitanfall.com. Let's see. So, yeah, Respawn has patched Apex and fixed that for the hack, but they haven't done anything with Titanfall. That's basically the end of that. So, yeah, how do you feel about hackers hacking a dev's most current game to have them save one of their old games?
I understand the intent behind it. And I don't know. It's not like they were still on account information and stuff like that. And that isn't to justify the move. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It wasn't malicious, I guess.
Right.
It was just more of a trying to raise awareness for things. And I think that it needs to be treated just like you would anything that was like really nasty.
Yeah.
You know, even you'd have to treat it as something that was malicious.
Yeah.
The reason is you don't want to set a bad precedent that this is okay, but that isn't kind of deal. you'd have to stomp on it from a business point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But it does suck that, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you could do it, because I see that you want to focus on the one that's making you money, but you also shouldn't forget about the people that helped you get there and a franchise that helped you get to where you are now.
Exactly.
So even if it's a small team, they should be making some kind of effort.
You would think. And that's, I guess, is what it comes down to, like exactly like you said, Apex's success, I'm not going to say is 100, carte blanche, like, is not because of Titanfall and the Titanfall series, but they borrowed so much from that. I mean, it is tied into the Titanfall universe. I mean, if it hadn't been for Titanfall, really, in developing that universe and that lore and the weapons and everything like that, mobility style, everything like that, Apex probably wouldn't exist, because they took a lot from Titanfall and just kind of iterated on it for Apex.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think,
yeah.
And the thing is, they've been asking about this for 3 years, and they haven't, so I'm like,
yeah.
So
like I said, it's one of those where you're like, I get it, but at the same time,
yeah. I mean, what other avenues do you have as a fan of a franchise game that's still live? There's still servers are still up, but the developer is not putting resources to fix it. Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those where you're like, fuck, I understand why you did it, but at the same time, you can't bless off saying that that's the good way to go, because
right. Yeah, no, you're right.
Just bad precedents.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, people getting denied, denial of service attacks on Titanfall, and then there's Twitch streamers getting denial of service for their partnerships. Oh, segue. This leads us into our next topic, or next article. This comes to us from Game Rant. Indie Foxes lost Twitch partnership and permanent ban could mean big changes. So,
looks like we do this like once a quarter.
Yeah.
Big changes in how it's going to end it. Nothing changes. They're still the money grubbing sons of bitches that they are.
Yeah. But I don't know. This one kind of maybe says a different direction, maybe. So, Indie Fox, she was a partnered streamer on Twitch. Mm-hmm. Large following, was a big leader during the hot tub meta phase that took place on Twitch. And then she went to ASMR controversy stuff. So let's dive into the article a little bit. So she, again, partner, could get subs, sub-enabled, all that stuff, like making lots of money. She's kind of, I don't know if she models on the side or what she does. I literally tuned into one of, let me preface this. During the hot tub meta, I was like, what is this about? Mm-hmm. And I came across one of her streams. I went into it, and yeah, hot tub. Okay, inflatable hot tub, Indie Fox, bikini, maybe like a inflatable pool. I think she was on like an inflatable banana in the hot tub. And this was in just chatting at the time and talking, with her chat. I was like, okay, nothing against her, nothing against any female that does it. You do what you want. But for me,
especially if it's making money, yeah.
But for me, she had the personality of a doorknob. Like I like to like, why? Wow. I was like, okay, like I'm listening to her talk. I'm, again, this is just my take, right?
My fresh take,
right? So I was in there and I'm just, lurking. I'm just like, what is this about? And I hear her talking to chat. They're asking her questions, she's whatever, interacting. I was like, she has like, there was like no intonation or inflection in her voice. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is boring AF. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, you've heard the term of soulless ginger. This is like a soulless streamer. Like, it just, God, like there's just nothing there. And I'm like, okay, I guess everybody's strictly like, I can understand, okay, there's an attractive girl, she has a great personality, right? I can see why people are flocking there, and that's cool. But I'm like, okay, she's just a chick in a bikini with, in my opinion, again, no personality. So I was just like, I didn't get it. I was just like, I'm out. After like 10, 15 minutes, like, I'm out. This is whatever. I don't understand it. So anyway, going back to the article. Not only has Indie Fox lost her partnership on Twitch, but she also appears to be permanently banned, ending her career on the platform. Like we mentioned earlier, she was one of the streamers holding the hot tub meta, as well as the yoga ASMR controversy. Both displayed sexual content on Twitch, skirting its guidelines. Twitch allows content creators to perform in swimwear while near pools, hot tubs, and beaches. But after Twitch announced its support of women's bodies on the platform, Amaranth, I can't never pronounce her name. She's another popular Twitch streamer. And Indie Fox moved on to take over the ASMR category by creating ear-licking noises in exchange for subscriptions. This led to several bans for both Indie Fox and Amaranth, the former of which was banned a total of 6 times throughout 2021 for the same reasons. Too many onlookers, such as streamers like XQC as well as Twitch viewers, it seemed like Twitch wasn't planning on taking any further action than short 3-day bans or slaps on the wrist, as World of Warcraft streamer Asmongold called it. But recently, Indie Fox lost her Twitch partnership, a Twitter user revealed by data mining. Not only that, but looks like she's been permanently banned on the platform as well. Her Twitter profile no longer promotes her Twitch profile, and the ban she received on June 28th is still ongoing, which is longer than any ban she's received for sexual content. This could very well mean Twitch will start taking more action in regards to content unsuitable for teens and kids.
So, do you think that's enough?
Do I think what is it? Permanently banning and removing her partnership?
Yeah. Well, do you think that what they did? Do
you think by banning perma-banning this streamer, that it's enough to say, hey, don't show this content on here?
Well, yeah. Well, part of it, yeah. But the deal being that if they said 6 times in 2021.
That was for for Amaranth, yeah.
Even if we take that, if we take it as a calendar year, right? She's getting banned once a month. So, like, at what point do you go, you know what, fucker? Like, apparently you don't understand how this works and you need to stop.
Yeah.
And getting rid of her.
Yeah.
So, what the hell? Like, I don't know.
And then, I mean, because they're putting 2 major streamers kind of in the same article lumped together. So, what did Indie Fox do that was so much different than what Amaranth is doing? That she's and Amaranth's already been banned 6 times once a month this year. Practically. So what's the difference? They are both in bikinis doing hot tub streams. Then they both moved over to ASMR, ear licking stuff. So what line did Indie Fox cross that the other did not as of yet, or will not maybe now?
I have no idea. Yeah, I'm all good. So maybe I'm just old school, but if I want to watch porn, I'm just gonna go watch fucking porn. Like I'm not gonna go to Twitch to watch some shit like that.
I mean,
I don't want to beat around the bush.
I'm in the same boat with you, man. Like I don't get it. Maybe it's because, they're subscribing, they're paying money, and they're getting an immediate interaction with this personality, this person. Maybe that's what the big sell is. Whereas me, I'm just I've never gotten into, like a hot tub Twitch streamer. I've never subbed to a streamer that's like in a hot tub or model or anything like that. And I've never bought any content on OnlyFans, or never will I. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, there's plenty of free stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe
it's just the thing of like having the target of your lust or whatever say your name, like actually interacting with you like you're talking about. But I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think it is.
I've never I'm not an what is it? OnlyFans page subscriber or anything like that. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm saying I'm better than anybody out there or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm old school. Like, if I want porn, I'm just going to go get fucking porn. Like, I'm not going to mess around with the middleman.
You're right.
I'm all good.
Right. Like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that, man. I'm a fucking dad. I got kids and shit.
Right. Right. Like,
I got to get to the deed. Like,
yep.
I'm on the clock, baby.
That's right. It's 100% right, brother. Speaking of old school, I turn 40 next week.
It's okay. You won't die, I promise.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. I appreciate that.
I'm 2 years in.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
So, yes. I don't have a good segue for this, so I'm just going to go right into it. We talk a lot about Tencent on here, what they're doing, like the huge mega corp that they are. Yep. It sounds like they're getting a little taste of check nuts here by the Chinese antitrust regulators. So this comes to us from Yahoo Finance. Chinese antitrust regulator to block Tencent's video gaming merger, says sources. So this article comes to us from Pei Li and Xingji Yang.
Man,
we go way back. Go way back. So China's antitrust regulator is set to formally block Tencent Holdings' plan to merge the country's top two video game streaming sites, Huya and Douyu. Douyu? I can't. Words. Three people familiar with the matter told Reuters. Tencent has failed to come up with sufficient remedies to meet the State of Administration of Marketing Regulations, SAMR for short, requirements of giving up exclusive rights, said two of the people. The internet giant recently withdrew the merger application for antitrust review and refiled it after SAMR told the company it would not complete the review of the merger within 180 days since its first filing, one of them and a separate person said. The people declined to be named, of course, because the information is private. So if you didn't know, Tencent is China's #1 video game and social media company. The two streaming sites, Huya and Douyu, and the SAMR did not immediately respond for requests for comment. Separately, Tencent's plans to take over private search engine Sogu will be approved this month by SAMR, one of the people said. So they just bought a search engine.
I know. I'm like sitting here like, God damn.
So they have Tencent's first announced plans to merge Huya and Douyu last year in a tie-up designed to streamline its stakes in the firms, which were estimated by data firm Mobtech to have an 80% slice of the market worth more than $3 billion and growing fast. Huya and Douyu are ranked #1 and #2 respectively of China's most popular video game streaming sites where users flock to watch esports tournaments and follow professional gamers. Tencent is Huya's biggest shareholder with 36.9% and also owns over a third of Douyu, with both firms listed in the United States and a worth of a combined $6 billion in market value. And go.
Every time we talk about Tencent, I always make the joke that they're fucking the umbrella coming out of China, but they really are.
They really are.
And it's insane with how big they are. You think that the socialist arm of, the Republic of China, their party, I gotta assume that their party is tied up in that somehow.
Oh, for
because
sure.
Literally with buying up everything that they can, they're buying up search engines and shit. Like, that is nuts.
Yeah.
And there's no way in hell that the party that controls literally the information you can intake is going to let Tencent get two streaming services without having their hands in that pot somehow. There's just no way.
Yeah, this would be like if Amazon bought freaking if they bought Mixer and Facebook Gaming, right? Like,
yep. But
respectively.
But the White House was controlling all the information that you could see in those different facets.
Yeah.
And that's the implications behind that's crazy. And let's not get super tinfoil hat on it, but they're openly they openly admit that they control what kind of news and media that their citizenry can intake.
Yeah.
Right. For fear of corruption or whatever the fuck you want to say, you know.
Yeah.
They take away your freedom of choice for it. So the fact that they're getting up into Tencent's Kool-Aid now is kind of, we could see some pretty interesting things happen because they're still the biggest, right? They have like billions, if not, they got to be getting close to $1 trillion revenue because they
have they're shareholders of Epic Games. They're shareholders of EA. They're shareholder. I mean, Blizzard.
And that's their mainstream console stuff. That's not even getting into mobile stuff
or the banking stuff they do. Damn. They do banking, internet, social media. Yeah. Like
that's crazy.
They are like they like Hell Hydra, man. Like that is like, like that is it. They cut one arm off, like more's gonna grow. Like
it ain't no shit, man. That's So anyways, Tencent.
Yeah.
Crazy ass company.
Yep.
I'm excited to see how that plays out.
We'll definitely keep you posted here on how that goes. But yeah, that's crazy to me that that China's getting up, the government is really like, nah, not so much. You can't. Sorry. Not happening.
But I'm surprised it took them this long.
True. But then you look at the other thing too, like, China government in general, look at what they're doing with Bitcoin. Like they basically outlawed Bitcoin mining. So like all the farms, Bitcoin farms people have over there, like they're offloading the GPUs now. They're going up on eBay because they can't be having that stuff because China's like, no, you can't do it. It's outlawed. If there's gonna be a digital currency, it's gonna be one we have. Yeah. So it's crazy, man.
That kind of anyways, so went on an economic kick.
I mean, let's do it. Let's go down that rabbit hole.
Well, it's crazy, right? So that kind of sense of demanded patriotism or instilling that kind of nationalism. The U.S. came out with their own coin, right? It's called One, and that's not doing so hot. But if they mandated that like every 10th of a Bitcoin you had or whatever went into that, we'd start seeing different market fluctuations and actually start maybe chipping away at the deficit that we have. So while on one extreme, it's kind of crazy that China does that, but it's also that if you look at the bigger picture, that's the country that the U.S. is going to borrow money from so that we can keep running. So they're doing something right. In that respect, they can keep all that fucking crazy political, like you get caught doing this, you get shot. If you put something in the newspaper we don't like, we shut it down. Like they can keep all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of sense of nationalism of put your nation first instead of everybody thinking they're special and individuals.
Yeah.
If we could get back to that as a country, I think that we'd be in a hell of a lot better place.
Yeah, you might.
It's about us, not just the me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I always say, there's most everybody I come across, not all, but most everybody has a I like you but love me mentality. Yep. So yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. But anyway, okay, moving on. Going back to Twitch that we're streaming on right now. So this comes to us from Dexerto. Lawrence Scotty. Twitch bans with no reason could be made unlawful by court. A California court will rule on Twitch's ban policy, as Twitch could be forced to more clearly define its reasons for suspensions for streamers. Stemming from a lawsuit filed against Twitch by streamer James Phantom Lord Vargas, he has now filed a request to a court in California to enforce Twitch to change how it hands out bans. Phantom Lord won the initial court case, netting him $20,000 in the process, but he and his lawyers are pushing the case forward, demanding Twitch make changes to its policies regarding how it handles its partner streamers particularly. The streaming platform has been criticized for some of its bans, both inconsistency and lack of clarity. Yes, it has. Fan lawyers claim that Twitch has a secret strike guide for deciding bans. The most important request from fan lawyers is that Twitch cannot permanently or indefinitely suspend partners without providing notice of the reason for the suspension and an opportunity to cure the alleged wrongdoing. Okay. There's a whole laundry list further down the article. Everything will be linked to the show notes on podcast platforms and on YouTube if you want to go check those out, if you're listening here or viewing on those platforms. So, won't get in the full list there, but I'm okay with this. I think there's been a long desired need for the shadow banning that, that they use that term shadow banning on Twitch or other platforms. That are just like, bam, you're done. And there is no clear-cut, concise, this is why you got banned, provided to the streamer. Like this particular thing. Here's the thing. It's a video platform. You're streaming. VODs are stored. There's records of it. They could easily be like, this is a clear TOS, TOS, I'm looking for the word. Anyway, clearly it goes against their TOS. Here's said video clip. Boom. Right in your face. Yeah, you did do that. End of story.
Yep.
And I think there needs to be a lot more transparency with how the bans work. I mean, we just talked about Indy Fox's band. Her and Amaranth, I can't say her name. Those two, both pretty much doing the same exact stuff. So when we asked the question, what line did Indy Fox cross that she didn't to get a permaban? So
do you think that there's actually going to be change in that respect, or is everybody just going to have to essentially fill out the streaming equivalent of a right to work kind of form? And for those of you that don't know, if you've never worked into a right to work state, it means that they can fire your ass on the spot just because.
Pretty much. Absolutely. That's it.
They don't got to give you a reason. They don't got to tell you why.
Nope. Just
get your shit and get out.
Exactly.
So I think if it was me, I'm not a fan of how Twitch does business. But from their point of view, I think that would be the easiest way to remedy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no,
that's just my take.
no, that's one that is a way to remedy it. And this article specifically, this lawsuit talks about how the partnership stuff works. So when you're partnered with Twitch, I understand you're basically a contracted employee, more or less. It's kind of how I understand it. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, please. But that would be like, it's the right to work thing. You're kind of onto something there, because that just kind of solves it from a business perspective for Twitch. That kind of solves it, right? Get them out of stuff like this, tied up in court over stuff. But as it is right now, they don't have that. So we got to look at the now, and the now is basically like, they have banned people who's, before, no reasons, nothing given. There's like, yep, you're permanent banned. And there's no kind of
disclosed criteria.
Let me face my accusers.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. There is no repeal process. There's doesn't seem to be anything. So,
well, okay. So let's say that they do change everything, right? And then they don't go the right to work avenue. So then they create like a huge division of people that sit down and watch your content to come up with whether or not you actually infringed upon whatever that criteria may be, the terms of service. And they set up the appeal process, so you have to go through these people in order to get your shit unbanned. So all of that's going to have to come from somewhere. So do they start taking a bigger percentage of the tips and stuff and the subscriptions that you get like how does that work, and how is that going to affect the bottom line for the person that's trying to do the stream the content?
Right. Well, here's the thing. Someone isn't randomly just plucking out partnered streamers just like, oh, we're just going to ban them, because they have to have some sort of cause. Someone's viewing that, reviewing the content already and saying, oh, that's not good. And they're perma-banning them. So those people are already there in place. They have a TOS team that is there to monitor that sort of stuff. But the repeal process, it's not there. So they have to put a team in place for that? Yeah, that costs money. That's bodies. That's people doing things. So, but the fact of the matter is, like, they're banning people because they violated TOS in some shape or form. They know Twitch knows what the violation was. But they're not disclosing the violation to the streamer that is now partner streamer that is now out of their livelihood. If this was a full-time gig,
source of income, like all that gig. Yeah. So
I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, I think there does need to be transparency with the bans.
Something to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what else I want to watch?
What?
Our overarching topic. I want to watch everything on a new Switch OLED display. That's what I want to do. So up to the topic. So is the new Nintendo Switch actually an upgrade? I have feelings on this. I have feelings.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I can hear it in the topic.
I have feelings on this. Title. I have feelings. Let's get into it. Okay, the current Switch we all know and love. It's been out for 4 years. They've iterated on with the Switch Lite. That's cool. It's a lesser cost console. It's more sturdy, not detachable Joy-Cons, et cetera, et cetera. No dock. That's fine. Okay, cool. Let's fast forward to now. The new Switch, which we don't really know what the Switch model is called yet. It could be Switch. It's not Switch Pro. I don't know. So typically, when I think of an upgrade, okay, on a gaming device, a computing device, right? So let's put it this way. This new Switch comes out and is available in October. It has a new display. All right. Let's go over what it does have, the new model. Let's go over what the new model does have. Let's do that. Okay. New model has a 7-inch OLED display. So yes, a better display. It has a more durable, redesigned kickstand. Not that little flimsy piece of crap that was back there before. Great. Awesome. The dock now has an wired Ethernet port. Fantastic. Good job, docking station. So let's see what else. I feel like I'm missing something else that was announced with it. Looking here. Well, okay. So the new 7-inch. So that means it's 8 inches bigger than the regular Switch. That has 6.2 inch screen. The OLED display is great. It's gonna have deeper blacks and better contrast. That's great. Has the enhanced kickstand. Oh, it has better speakers, better enhanced audio.
Get the tweeter, son.
Yeah. And it launches for $350 on October 8th. So we got new display, better kickstand, Ethernet port on the jack, better audio or enhanced audio. Okay. That's what it's coming with for its $350 price tag. Okay. So $350. Okay. Here's what you're also getting. The same CPU, RAM, same Joy-Con design, which was known to have stick drift issues. Multiple cases brought against Nintendo on this. Okay. Same resolution. You put a display on it, it's still 720p. An OLED at 720p. It doesn't even do 1080p. Doesn't do 4K.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me? You know what this is?
So
Nintendo has effectively, with this, turned into Apple with iPhones. It's true. Here's Apple, new phone, 720 display, OLED though. Here's all this. You know what else is great? We're giving you, hold up guys, we're giving the same features that Android had 3 years prior, but you got it now. And you got rounded corners on your icons, guys. Buy it for $1,000. This is the equivalent of what Apple does with iPhones.
That is fantastic.
And freaking people are just going to just eat it up because it's Nintendo. Nintendo does Nintendo things. Does make no damn sense to anybody. But people are going to buy it.
I got nothing for you, and there's no way to defend it. It's like having a Gremlin and putting a Porsche body on it, expecting to sell it at a higher price point.
Kind of. Kind of.
You didn't change anything under the hood.
Like, listen, hey guys, I got.
But it looks nice.
Looks good. Looks nice, right? And I've wanted to switch. We talked about this. I've wanted to switch forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to buy one, and we were holding out for this Pro that was rumored, and this is what they show up with. I'm aghast.
Well, at least you could buy the older model because you know that it's the same. You're not getting really any difference.
Yeah, I'm getting less than
for a cheaper price.
I'm missing out on less than an inch. That's what she said. But no, really, I like how like I don't understand. What are you thinking, Nintendo? Like features that should have been standard, not the OLED screen. Features that should have been standard. Oh wait, it doesn't even say. Oh, there's still no built-on Bluetooth. That's the other thing. No Bluetooth.
Fuck.
Yeah, there's no mention of no Bluetooth.
I've never understood that part. I don't understand because they always market it that you're going to go on the airplane with it and you're going to be able to use it on the train and all that shit.
On. I could be wrong.
You know, you got time to be wired.
Let me just double check. I could be wrong, but I just want to check. Yep, first thing, the OLED model will not even get Bluetooth headphone support. We have nothing to announce on this topic, but the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch-like consoles, Nintendo Switch OLED model supports Bluetooth tech for the Joy-Con controllers, the company said. So that's it.
Damn.
This is a joke, man.
Gilda Lily, I got nothing, man.
This thing's going to be a meme.
Nothing. Yeah.
Like, I don't get it, man.
Flabbergasted.
Cool. OLED displays are great, but why are you still keeping it at 720 frickin' p, dude? Like, really? 720p? That.
Wish I had something else for you, man. I don't. I got nothing for you. I don't know why they would do it that way. I got no idea.
I need to talk to someone that can actually defend this. I want to hear their arguments for defending this.
Yeah,
and I don't want it to be like, oh, I verbally fillet Nintendo all the time. That's why I'm defending it. No. Like, legit defend it. Oh my God. No Bluetooth. No 4K. Not even 1080p. Same Joy-Cons. Same CPU. Same RAM. Same GPU. Everything inside of it is exactly the same except the speakers, enhanced audio, a new kickstand, and a networking port. Like, come on.
Slightly bigger screen.
Slightly bigger screen.
Yeah. Kind of seems like a waste of time. It seems like a really big missed opportunity where they could up their game and really kind of like throwing some shit in there.
And I mean, I understand there's the silicon shortage that's going on right now. I live it every day at work. I get it. Disappointed, guys.
I'd give you a hug if I could.
I'm just disappointed, man. I'm just disappointed. Do better, Nintendo. You've been in the game. You've been in the game the longest of the three.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
By far.
Do better.
By far.
Do better. And this right here, stuff like this is what's just going to make me go ahead, buy a dedicated tablet, and have xCloud. Go buy a dedicated 7-inch screen, Android tablet, whatever. Bluetooth wireless controller, Xbox controller, and have my xCloud app on there, and just done. That's my portable gaming console.
Boom.
That's all there is to it. It's a damn shame.
You're not wrong.
It's a damn shame.
that would be that'd be a good way to go.
It's a damn shame.
I might have to make the jump to fucking Android stuff.
Yes.
Because we rock a lot of Apple stuff in the house.
That's okay. I don't hate on you for that.
I hear the judgment.
There's no judgment. Here's the judgment. Because I have to use an iPhone for work, and I hate that phone. Mainly because these bear paws can't type on that damn thing when I got my 6-inch screen on my Pixel. So it is what it is. It's just I can't switch gears to type on these little ass touchscreen keypad. So that's all there is to it. It works. It works fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
But I've been on the Android bandwagon, Android life for a while now, and I'm not going back. Just not going back.
As a side note, we're going to have a talk about what kind of tablet you would get. Because I think as far as tablets go in the house, we have a couple iPads and we have Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
And I use my old lady's Kindle Fire to watch a lot of stuff while we're chilling in bed.
I won't. No,
that thing is a beast.
Yeah, I won't do Kindle Fire for gaming, but for watching videos and stuff like that, it works great. Yeah, and reading, great. I got to look at. It'll probably be one of the Lenovo Android tablets, more likely. I got to do a little research if I go that route. Maybe I'll just use my Android phone.
The sadness that you see that.
It's not the same, but I'll just use that because you can't do xCloud on iOS. Mm-hmm. iPhone, Apple, in their infinite wisdom, just no, we can't have a competing cloud gaming system on our devices.
Never.
No. So it won't be on an iDevice, that's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, enough saltiness about Nintendo. Let's talk about unpopular opinions. We're wrapping up with unpopular opinions.
There we go.
This is going to be the best one yet, I think. I have an unpopular opinion. This ties back into the first segment of what we were playing. I'm playing Dark Alliance, as I said. I'm enjoying the game. But guess what? My unpopular opinion, don't let game reviews persuade you to not play a game. All the media outlets, IGN, YouTube influencers, all this stuff. People will not play games based on a review.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me either. If I give a game a bad review or I say something bad about a game, don't not play it because of this chucklehead. Right?
Yeah.
If I would have followed the reviews, if I would have followed all the YouTube influencers talking junk about how bad this game was, I would have missed out on a game I'm actually enjoying. Mm. And the fact that it's on Game Pass, what do you have to lose? You're paying $10 a month. I'm paying Game Pass for PC. I play it on PC. $10 a month, Game Pass for PC. Okay, I installed it. If it sucked, guess what? I have 100+ other games to go that probably aren't that. Just go play the numbers. The numbers game is. I'm gonna find one that hits, but this one did. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna play through the whole game. So, unpopular opinion is: don't let game reviews and reviewers and influencers persuade you to not play a game you're interested in. Based on that, because their reviews talk negatively about it. They said it was shite. They gave it 1 star. They said it was buggy. It was this. It was that. Don't let that persuade you, because you could be missing out on the game that speaks to you, that you could end up loving. So that right there is my unpopular opinion. You don't got a lot to say these last 2 segments, bro.
No, I completely agree. If I had something other to chip in, I totally would. But I've always been on the bandwagon of test it out. And especially if it's on Game Pass, dude. You really got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, try it out. If you don't agree with it, then nice. Apparently you weren't the target demographic.
Yeah.
But as far as that game goes, it's actually one of the Forgotten Realms, like, blessed off games that has been hit. And a lot of the disappointment comes from people that were in love with the books, because those 4 people that are in that game, Drit Stewardin, Brunor, the dwarf, Wolfgar, the barbarian, and Canterbury, the human fucking archer.
Yep.
All 4 of those people have dedicated volumes. Trust me, I know, because I read a bunch. So is my old lady. And there's a lot that are tied up in those characters. And I think that sometimes, especially when it comes to doing cross-media stuff, we fail to tailor our expectations.
Yeah.
We always think that everything's going to match our mind's eye in the way that we feel personally it should be. And there's no way that anybody can make that right. If that's the way you feel, then you need to be the person to go make the fucking game, because it's never going to be what you see in your head. So until you manifest that, it's not going to happen. So shut the fuck up, sit on the sideline and draw me a picture. Like, that's all you got to do. But as far as other stuff goes, I think it's hysterical that you say that your shitty game is Cyberpunk. Standard for shitty game for all time, in my opinion, is going to be Fallout 76.
That's up there.
There is no fucking better game that is a flaming bag of turds than Fallout 76.
On launch,
I played the shit out of Cyberpunk. I beat the fuck out of that game. I loved it. But as far as any of this goes, it's all about what you like to play. If you enjoy playing it, then play the fucking game.
Yeah.
If you don't, then don't. But I think that we have, as a society, have gotten caught up in talking shit about something sells more than giving praise.
Oh, sure. And go ahead, continue that thought.
No, I really think that a lot of I think a lot of our media has kind of tailored after that. It's easier to go witch burning than it is to actually give some props.
Absolutely. I think that's not just in gaming. It's across all industries, right? Mm-hmm. Even in our real life jobs, right? Like, it's so easy, even for me, to focus on, put energy and focus on the 5% of things negative that happened in the day than the 95% of things that went absolutely right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it is hard. Even on the show, we've done it. We've crapped on Stadia a lot. They make it hard to be positive about the platform. To be honest, like if there is praise to be given, we try to give it on the show, but there's a lot of shit that isn't great, and then we talk about it. Mm-hmm. But we give praise where praise is due more often than not. Like, I'm giving praise to Dark Alliance because I enjoy playing it. It's a fun game for me. That's fine. But had I listened to the reviewers and influencers, it would have been.
You would have picked it up.
Yep. Yeah. Never picked it up.
Yep.
So that's what we got going on. Now, I think that's wrapping up Unpopular Opinion. That's wrapping up our show. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Give us a follow at Fresh Takes Pod on Twitter, at Fresh Takes Gaming on TikTok. Again, at Fresh Takes Gaming on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, follow us on any of those social media platforms. Give us a review on iTunes if you listen to the content. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, the best game is the game you like to play and how you like to play it. See you next time, y'all. Take care.